Wow, this is big. I think I would like to move here. It's basically like any town in the United States. They have everything. Ready for your flight? Yes, I'm ready for my flight. Let's go. Bye-bye. This is part 2 of our military series, and today we have come to Camp Humphreys, which is the U.S. military base here in South Korea. It's actually America's largest overseas military base. For our Korean viewers, to give you an idea how big it is 8 times the size of the financial district of Yeouido. And for our American viewers or anyone else around the world, it's located on a size of land equal to central Washington, D.C., so you get the idea. It's basically like any town in the United States. They have everything. 4 schools, 5 churches, and a hospital, the largest gym of any overseas U.S. military base. So I'm really looking forward to what's awaiting us today at Camp Humphreys. This is Stephen Hoover, a public affairs officer at Camp Humphreys, who will be showing us around the place. This is basically the shopping complex inside Camp
Yes, and we'll
Humphreys.
take you in. Right here we have a food court with like 5 or 6 different restaurants.
Okay.
Well, let's just go inside and we'll just show you.
Sure.
How's
Thank
that?
you.
And one of the biggest pushes that 8th Army and USFK are doing right now, trying to get people to get away from the old stereotypes of Korea.
Like the image from the Korean War.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is because of all the problems with North Korea over the years, although tensions have kind of, settled a bit in recent years, people still think about the old days. Even though things have changed.
Right. They don't get that much
People's-
opportunity to come to Korea
Right.
and visit Korea.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
This is our food court. You have Popeyes. You have all these different. Arby's is very popular in America.
Arby's.
And then the Charlie's Philly Steaks. Me in the States, I never see that restaurant other than in the PX.
So it's a
I don't think.
military specialized
Yes,
brand.
I really think they are.
Uh-huh.
And then of course we have Grand Old Pizza Hut. But see, a lot of these businesses that are in here now, they moved here from Yongsan as part of the move.
So this area opened last summer?
No, in 17.
Oh, 17. When did the troops actually started moving over to this new garrison?
I know it was after 14. And then
And the
barbershop, of
barbershop.
course, yeah. It's usually full.
Ah.
You usually can't even get in there because there's usually so many people, especially on the weekends, because the soldiers are all getting their hair cut
Right.
and stuff. Vendors and stuff with, Korean types trinkets. This is as far as the soldiers sometimes get, when they buy stuff for their families back home. The PX manager, what they try to do is they try to roll Walmart, Target, Nordstrom's, all the different stores that we have in the States, that they try to roll them kind of into one store.
We were looking forward to buying some items that are only in the U.S. but
Yeah,
here.
no, we can't do that. We can't do that. It's unfortunate, but it's only for SOFA members. The Army and Air Force Exchange Service is a partner of the U.S. military. And what they do is, all right, this is here for the SOFA members to shop at, okay? And then a certain portion of the proceeds that are spent in this store are turned around and donated right back to our MWR, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation, like the people that operate the recreation centers, the gymnasiums.
Okay.
By people coming here as customers, in turn turns around and gives money back to those customers through those programs.
So where are we heading next?
We're heading to the Army Family Housing.
Uh-huh. Camp Humphreys is expected to house about 45,000 troops, contractors, and family members by the year 2022, but currently it's the home to the 8th Army Division and 33,000 troops, contractors, and family members. Now, with the relocation, the 70-year U.S. military presence in the South Korean capital of Seoul has ended, and this relocation project has actually been discussed since 1987. So, we're at the residential building or the family housing. We weren't allowed into the places where the troops and their families actually live because we don't want to disturb them. There are privacy issues. So this is a model house in this building. Wow, this is big.
Yeah.
This is a 3-bedroom apartment, which is smaller in this building.
Oh, this is the smaller housing. Oh, okay. As we looked out the window from the apartment building, we were able to get a pretty good view of the garrison since there were no high-rises blocking our sight. Children were playing on the school playground. It must have been their recess time outside. There are 2 elementary schools, a middle school and a high school inside Camp Humphreys, and more are expected to be built in the coming years. I think I would like to move here. It's so spacious and perfect view of the elementary school, so you can keep an eye on your kids.
So this was renamed as Collier Fitness.
So is this the largest gym of any overseas U.S. base?
The largest on post, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 other gyms besides this one.
Okay. Since it's only 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the place is empty, but at night, after the soldiers are done with their work, this place is literally. They actually have an indoor track here. Isn't it awesome? And you can see that the 1 mile and 10 laps, even with a high concentration of fine dust that we're seeing so frequently nowadays, you can just work out here doing some laps. At the CrossFit Center, I had to get on one of the rowing machines to try it out myself. 저 이거 잠깐만요. 그냥 하면 돼요.
예. 그냥 앞으로 왔다. 예. 버티고.
아, 이거 진짜 제대로 하는 거 맞아요. I didn't expect to work out here. I'm sweating. I really want to jump into the water right now. And finally, today's highlight, we're going to see the helicopters, the military aircraft that they have in Camp Humphreys. So this is the operation base of one of the airfields here at Camp Humphreys. Now, if you look at the distance between Camp Humphreys and the inter-Korean border, it is located as twice as far from the inter-Korean border as the old headquarters in Yongsan, Seoul. Now, that strategically puts Camp Humphreys out of the range of North Korea's conventional weapons, which allows the U.S. Army here to more effectively deter North Korean provocations and defend the western coast, and also receive the support of backup forces at times of a contingency. And it also keeps China in check as well. We also had a chance to meet and talk to American soldiers at the airfield.
This is the TTCS, the Tactical Terminal Control System. What we do, we control air traffic outside of the garrison environment. If we're in the field or doing missions at the range and stuff like that to support the entire peninsula.
So it's no ordinary truck.
Oh, no, ma'am. It's not an ordinary truck. Back here are our radios. We have 6 radios in which that we can talk to different aircraft at the same time and make sure they land safely, including helicopters, Chinooks, and stuff like that.
So how's life at Camp Humphreys?
I enjoy it. There's plenty to do on post and outside of post that they have set up for us being here.
What was your first impression about Korea? About Koreans or
My first impression is there's a lot of respect that Koreans give their fellow Koreans. So me being from South Alabama, that's a big thing of common courtesies and stuff like that. And a lot of people are polite and friendly, and they welcome us with open arms.
So you know that South and North Korea are technically at war right now.
I know it being here, we play a vital role as part of the military, being a forward installation. We are ready to fight tonight, and we are second to none, and we are always prepared for whatever may happen. So readiness level is a key part of our day-to-day training. So day in and day out, we will always be ready.
So is this the place where you, I don't know, jump out with a parachute?
Do you want to strap in?
Oh, can we? Actually, can we?
Yeah, we can strap in right here.
Okay. It's like a military experience here.
Okay.
How do I
Here,
strap?
let me help you with that. Okay, I have this one right here.
It takes some practice.
It's a 4-point harness.
So does it cross like this?
Yeah, actually, yeah. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Okay.
And,
flight? Yes, I'm ready for my flight. Let's
that's how
go.
So this is the CH-47 Chinook. Right now we're on the Fox model, and it's the Chinook itself has been around for a really long time, but right now this is the Fox model Chinook. So like it's as far as the avionics goes, it's pretty modernized. Even though the airframe itself has been it's been around for a long time. Which means it's has been tested and proven in decades of war. All right.
So how was this aircraft used during times of contingency or exercises?
Like not in the war scenario. Okay, it's usually used for training. Like let's say basically in the time of peace, you're always preparing for war, and
Right.
so we can also use this pretty much for anything else, as far as like just moving cargo, moving people around, or like preparing for, let's say, being ready during a rescue mission in the event of a natural disaster. One of the missions that we also do during peacetime would be forest fire prevention. So we have what's called a Bambi bucket, and if there's a forest fire that usually happens in one of our ranges, then we go ahead and like, put out the fire
Oh, so it's
with using a water bucket
a
underneath.
multi-purpose aircraft.
Absolutely, it's literally can do pretty much everything. Yeah, this is the biggest helicopter in the United States Army. We can carry the most amount of cargo. We can haul the most amount of people inside. And we can fly further and faster than any other helicopter in the United States Army.
Nice to meet you.
Junju
Hi.
from Yeonam News Agency. So you're the pilot of this helicopter?
I am one of them.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you introduce this helicopter?
Sure. Our main mission is VIP movement. So
Ah.
we fly around people, important people from one place to another. But there's a bunch of stuff we can do. Like we also help with putting out the fires. There was that big fire down south, and one of our aircraft helped put that out. And then if we need to, we can move troops. We can fit 11 troops in the back and move them wherever they need to go.
We're not allowed in the driver's seat, no.
Oh, you can if you want. Yeah,
Really?
be my guest, of course. Yeah, you just
So I was given this rare opportunity to sit here in the cockpit, although I don't understand what all of these machines mean. Wow.
Yeah, so I've been here for about 7 months.
So first impression about Korea, or when you heard that you will be dispatched to Korea?
I was excited. I was really excited to see a new place, and I was really excited to learn about the history. I know it's an ancient country, and it has a bunch of very rich history, which to me was an excellent opportunity to learn more and expand my horizon.
The two Koreas are technically at war.
Well, it seems like things have been improving recently, but mostly we're just concerned with making sure we're always ready. That's the 2nd Infantry Division's motto is being ready, not just here but in the States. So I wasn't too concerned about that. We just try to do our job and be ready to protect wherever we're stationed.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for
Thanks,
showing us. This is the Apache.
This is an H-64 Echo Model Apache, yes.
I only heard it in the news, but it's my first time actually seeing it. Okay, so what's so special about this aircraft? What does it do?
It's the role of it. Our aircraft's job is to provide reconnaissance, attack, and security type missions, as opposed to the other aircraft who do lift and people movers. We provide security for those guys.
So it doesn't get involved in any attacks, but its main purpose is to secure the other aircrafts.
Right. And while attack is one of our jobs as well, but we provide more security, more of a security role here for the guys on the ground and also the other aircraft flying around.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't fit?
It'll fit. My head's bigger than yours.
No, because I have.
Is it on?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Do I look cool?
Now all yours.
So the main controller sits in the first seat, or
Now the gunner will sit in the front normally, and the person flying will sit in the back. But they're both pilots, and both have a full set of controls in case they need to use them. I was excited to come here and travel because I had never seen this part of the world before. Also, my grandfather served here in the 1950s, so I was excited to see where he's been. It was rough having to leave my family since we're rotational. We don't get to bring our families here, but that's okay. I've been doing a lot of traveling, and ever since I came here, this country is just as beautiful as I'd heard.
I'm not sure if you have ever taken part in any of those activities, but I heard that there were all these different programs where you can connect with the local communities around here.
Yeah, so I'm 2CAB, 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade Public Affairs Officer. So I know our organizations, we do orphanage visits through the chaplain or through the BOSS Single Soldier Program. And also there's a culture exchange that happens at the end of the event. And so I got to see the kids working with local like Boy Scouts and students and just kind of see them interacting and learning arts and crafts together. There's always some kind of volunteer program that's happening around Pyeongtaek.
So what were their impression about U.S. troops here in South Korea?
My impression is that they love the troops that are here. They love interacting with them, meeting them and learning about their culture, and then also being able to teach Korean culture to us as well.
U.S. President Donald Trump insists that South Korea is getting a defense-free ride from the U.S. and is demanding that Seoul pay more for stationing the U.S. troops here. But one fact you have to know here is that South Korea has actually paid more than 92% of the cost to build this new headquarters at Camp Humphreys, so it comes with a very high price tag for the South Korean government. Now, I also want to share with you a quote from the former commander of the United States Forces Korea. He said during the opening ceremony of this new garrison that this is a living proof of the American commitment to the alliance, and that a significant investment has been made to the long-term presence of American troops here in South Korea. Have you learned any Korean while staying in the country?
안녕하세요. Thank you. I think that's how it goes. But that's really all I know how to say. So the tag.
is hello.
감사합니다. Yeah, that one.
하나, 둘, 셋.
하나, 둘, 셋.
Yes. And then 안녕하세요, 안녕히 가세요, and 감사합니다. And that's all I know
That's
for
all
now.
you need to know.
I should know a lot by the end of my time here.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you all for coming.